Years ago, 1973, the rock band Van Halen was formed in Pasadena, over in California, in the US. And they went on to become one of the biggest, arguably, rock bands, touring bands in the world throughout the 70s and the 80s. And they brought hard rock back to the popular scene. And when they went on tour, they would take with them amplifiers and guitars and drums and pyrotechnics and everything to go with that stagecraft that they would produce. They took with them tons and tons of equipment and cables and hoists and everything like that. And that could go horribly wrong if it wasn't laid out and installed correctly. So one of the things that they famously did in their contracts with the venues, they would have all the layouts of all the things they wanted for the electrics and everything like that. Everything went with it, but hidden in the small print was the fact that they wanted in their dressing room a bowl of M&Ms, and the M&Ms had to have no brown M&Ms in the bowl. And then this sort of got into rock and roll folklore around, well, this is just, a crazy request. It's a Prima Donna rock star. Why don't they want brown M&Ms? But it was explained by one of the singers in the band. And he said, well, the reason they did that was because when they went to a venue and everything was set up, the first thing they'd check was the bowl of M&Ms. First of all, was it there? And secondly, did it have brown M&Ms inside of it? And he said, well, we actually like brown M&Ms. Brown M&Ms are fine. What we're looking for is, did they read the contract? Did they go through all the fine print, the finer details? He said, because if there's no brown M&Ms in the bowl, very likely everything else is going to be okay. The power and the equipment, the lighting, the pyrotechnics, that will all be okay because they've read the contract and the fine details right. If they went there and there weren't any M&Ms, or they went there and there were brown M&Ms, he said, we knew we were going to have a problem. They hadn't followed the details. And it reminded me of my career, my chairman. I was running a manufacturing center down in Bristol years ago, and my chairman would come along, and he would always go and check the toilets. He wouldn't come to see me. He'd walk into the building and he'd go and check the toilets. And I always wondered, why is he checking the toilets anyway? And he said, because I know how the toilet should look. And in our work instructions and quality manuals, it was absolutely specifically clear how the toilet should be cleaned, laid out, what soap, what toilet rolls, the whole thing that went with it. And it's really detailed stuff. And of course, we made sure everything was as per plan. And he said, if I go into the toilets, he said, and it's as per specification, he said, I know that when I go on the shop floor, everything else will be in specification as well, because your attention to detail is there. So what I found in my career and doing what I do now with clients is that if you get the M&Ms right in any company, any business, the details, everything else follows along. So in your business, for example, what's your metaphorical bowl of M&Ms? It could be that you get there on time, or your team get there on time. It could be that they don't swear, they don't use inappropriate language in the business. Maybe it's that they always come neatly dressed with shiny shoes or something like that. So almost ridiculous details that are seemingly inconsequential to the success of the business, but actually are a critical foundation of getting everything else right. Get the details right, other things look after themselves. So every business has got one. Every business has got a bowl of M&Ms that can be either done correctly and properly, that leads into a disciplined approach and everything else, or it doesn't. So what's your bowl of M&Ms in your business? What's the thing that would enable everything else to follow through and be excellent all the way through? It's a discipline thing. So there we go. That's the Van Halen M&M story. I hope that was interesting. And have a great week. Have a great day. More stories to come. And I'll see you soon. Bye for now.